everybody, and welcome to a new episode, not recycled, of solo Chogokin and Z. After the GX74 reissue, recycled of course, we have reached the last episode of this mini series of 2 episodes, of course. However, after the unboxing, today we're going to talk about more in detail about the GX91 Dynamic Classic Getter 2 and 3, also released in January 2020. I must say, Bandai have done the right things for the happiness of all our friends, Getterable lovers. So let's not waste any more time. Change guitar, roll the video. Let's start from the box. GX91 Dynamic Classic Getter 2 and 3. Coloring and style of the box in line with the other Dynamic Classic, but layout has changed considerably, having 2 robots in the package. We have the models in the center of the box with the Lady Command in the middle air. On the right, Ayato, the Getter 2 pilot, but the pilot of the Getter 3, Musashi, is on the left. Like the beautiful Michiru, who piloting the Lady Command, always on the left, but much more extreme position, the close-up of the 2 Getter. So the layout has changed, considering have much more element to organize. Anyway, beautiful image. Let's put together the boxes of the Getter 1 GX74 Dynamic Classic with the GX91 Getter 2 and 3 always Dynamic Classic. And I must say the illustrations are fantastic. Side we have the 2 robots taken from the anime. On the other side we have the continuation of the cover image. At the bottom always the anime logo Getter Robot. Above and below the name of the models with the image of the robot just visible, like other Dynamic Classic. Let's turn the box and we have 4 images of each robot with the various poses, an image of the Lady Command and a beautiful image of the trio Getter. The same image that we see in a GX74 reissue. We open the box and we find the Getter 2 are extra arms of the Getter 3, the base of the Getter 3, the top of the Getter 3, the Lady Command and the launch pad of the Lady Command, and 2 dynamic display. Let's move on to the instructions, are all in black and white like all the DC instructions that explain the contents and the function, folded like an accordion and nothing more. Also in this model we have the booklet in color, obviously in style with the other Dynamic Classic booklets, that is just 3 pages. We have some beautiful illustration, the various weapon of the robot and the preparatory image of a model with the various color. The back cover with the Musashi, Michiru and Ayato, the same image of the box. On the cover of these 3 pages booklets, the 2 robots. Here we are of the first display, which is the Getter 2, even if this is the first display. We see the name obviously apply and it is a Dynamic Classic display. So we can open it and we find, wow, almost nothing. It's not the Getter 2 has many optional, however, there is something. The flaps for the legs, a second underpants for dynamic pose and a stand up with a various option. Let's close it after all these goodies. This part can be removed to put the various dynamic stand up that are not in this model. But we can put the ramp of the Lady Command. Let's put quickly the classic stand-up, or we can put the rigid option to be inserted in the underpants. Let's move on to the second display of the Getter 3, even is the second. And obviously it is the same of the other. We see the name obviously apply and it is a Dynamic Classic display. Let's open the display. Wow, arranged in this way seem of many options. But in reality, We have a couple of ends open, the missile and the missile launcher. And that's it. Or maybe I missed some optional? No, they are all here. Wow. We close these two and obviously Getter 3 doesn't need the stand-up. Let's quickly compare the display of the GX06, which was the only mega block where the three models were positioned. Now a display for each robot. Let's move on to the lady command. Since the Getter machine were present in the GX74, I must say this lady command is beautiful. With this white, very faithful to the anime, all in plastic with many details, but not the blue glass, transparent so we don't see the pilot. Let's compare this lady command with that one of GX06M and we see many differences. The color. The new one has pure white, before it was more silver. The cockpit, blue opaque, the other transparent with the inside Michiru. The lights, more similar to the anime, while previously it was yellow color. Side, it is a smaller, the back engine with less detail. Below we have a beautiful detail of the engine, while before it was only closed, with a screw that held the metal parts together with the plastic. Now the model is all in plastic, as I said. Very nice the lady command, but here too, why the fuck did you stop in the middle, Bandai? Do a beautiful things and you don't put the cherry on top of the cake? Bah, Bandai, I don't understand it. As I said, we have a base as a launch pad to be applied in one of the two robot display, but it can be applied in any dynamic classic. While in the GX06M we add a track like the Getter machine, also for the lady command. Although the lady command as the three Getter machine cannot be stuck in the base, but only support. If you live in a country with a many earthquake, you are screwed. Here we are, the GX91 robots, and we start with the Getter 2 as it come out from the box already assembled. Just remove the plastic and voila! Very nice, almost all in metal, very heavy with many joints, very well defined. We no longer see the bad screw in the back. We can open the clamp. Let's see the joints. We can remove the pens to put the one inside the display to put the robot in more dynamic pose. We see the joint has been colored red to camouflage the shortened underpants. The same trick used for the two Mazinger SP. We see the joint of the head, very articulated. Let's see the beautiful model close up. Here you can fit the stand-up for more dynamic pose. We can add the wings for the legs by removing a part of the legs and adding the wings that are inside the display. The drill can be removed and turned. Let's compare it with the Getter 2 of the GX06, and of course we see some color difference because as we had already seen for the Getter 1, the GX74, this GX91 is based on the OAV film and not the TV series, so the white has become blue-gray. Taller model and not just a bit, more body is slender, larger clamp, we no longer have the ugly screw. Much more attention to the detail on this GX91 Getter 2, but you can no longer sketch the transformation. A nice thing, but frankly when the model is on the display is not needed. We see without the fins, much more refined solution on GX91. Let's look closely, the head is more exposed, less hermit crab, but obviously it cannot fit in as the GX06. Smaller eye, much more graceful, the cockpit in the center of the chest has many more details. Let's move on to the Getter 3. It's come out from the box. This must be assembled. The lower part, that is the Jaguar Getter machine, is all made of metal, very heavy. The rubber tracks can be rotated and articulated as much as possible to be a vehicle with the tracks. Very many nice details. The top part, it is all in plastic with a lot of joints. We see the head, it can rotate it, missile can rotate it too and detach. The torso can be expanded. But let's go to assemble it. Done! Wow! 2 seconds to assemble it. We see the joint as assembled mode, very nice. As I said, you can remove the missile and add those present in the display. Let's add one and you can shoot it by pressing the wing. Below, press the button to release the upper part. Open gate! Or stretch the body. We have the set of extra classic arms that's resembling those of Boss Robot or those of GX06 Getter 3. Or the arms are already attached with a more linear movement. Let's compare it with the GX06 Getter 3, and also here we see some color have always changed. The Getter 2 no longer white but bluish gray, and the missile have become white and no longer silver. Also this Getter has become much larger, but very similar in the look, but much more possible. We see the tracks. They have turned blue, no longer black, almost monotone, while before the details were more evident. Here too, the ugly screw have disappeared and we have much more detail in the engine. From the top, the head has less detail, but perhaps more similar to the anime. The central body has been colored yellow, the arms similar but opaque color. Curiosity, the new model has the low part in metal and the top in plastic, the old model reverse. I have to say it makes more sense now. At the bottom we have no more screw and we have many more details. Here are all 6 Getter robots in a mega family photo. Here we are at the price and the conclusion of this GX91 Getter 2 and 3 Dynamic Classic, a beautiful model that I highly recommend it, but a price not to given. Officially price of 27,500 yen, which is 430 New Zealand dollars or 240 euros. If we want to finish the Getter trio, we have to add another 10,000 yen from a total cost of 35,500 yen, 590 New Zealand dollars, which is 320 euros. Wow! Against the price of the used GX06 of 26,000 yen. But calculating that in this model we also have the Lady Command, we must add the GX06M, 20,000 yen, for a total cost of 46,000 yen. From this point of view, this new trio Getter is a much cheaper. Beautiful model, however, does not take away nothing from the charm of the GX06, which always remain a great product. Most likely I will replace the GX06 on my wall with this model and I will put the GX06 in the box to the lack of space. This was the last episode of this Change Getter mini-series. See you to the next episode, which is a return of the classic one, Mazinger Z. Well, we are talking about Bandai products, Beside every two robot is a Mazinger Z. In this case, the GX70 SPD, always here at Solo Chogokin and Z.